coming back to the corner again.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good. Come on, we're a big old crowd. We can do better than that. It's a free day this afternoon. That's kind of exciting. Who doesn't love free stuff, right? There we go. That's more like it. Now, before we get started, I just want to make a couple of announcements. Little public service announcements here for the Sea Lion Department. As you guys are along the edge of our enclosure, it's right over the Sea Lion's main pool. So please, if you have anything in your hand or anything you might want to set on the railings, make sure you hold on to them and keep things on your side of the fencing. Thank you very much. We want to make sure we keep anything from falling into the pool. We would not want that, would we, Jonah? Good. Additionally, this area of the bleachers over here, hold. We ask that if you guys are standing here, you do scooch back. There's a yellow line here that no one's allowed to stand in. And please take a seat, because these people on the bleachers were here early and they were waiting a long time for their seats. So you guys, if you want to go ahead and sit down and watch, you are more than welcome to do that. Just make sure you stay seated and behind the yellow line. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Everybody here today. Our Sea Lions are having a little bit of a relaxing afternoon lunch today. We have all four of our adults out. Right in front of me, we have our handsome male Sea Lion, Jonah. Everybody say hi, Jonah. Good. Jonah is the dominant male of the bunch. He's going to be 20 this year. Sea Lions under human care can live into their late 20s or early 30s, so he's doing good. Aren't you, Jonah? Good. Good. Now to my left over here, she's kind of hiding under there in her little grotto space. You guys will see her in a minute. She's right underneath you. That is Callie, and she is actually the youngest of our adult females, but only by 10 days underneath her older sister Camilla, who is right next to me here with Anastasia, saying a nice warm hello on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Then to my far right, tucked over there by the stairs, is our subordinate male, Rocky. And Rocky's right in the middle. He's going to be 15 this summer, and he is actually the half-brother of Camilla and Callie. They all have the same dad, but different moms. Now, if you guys see anything you like throughout the course of this presentation, I encourage you to put your hands together. Sea Lions do appreciate applause. Clap, Jonah. Show them what to do. Show them what to do. Good. We actually do train our Sea Lions to recognize applause as a form of reinforcement. So the louder you cheer, the better that they know that they're doing. Isn't that right, Jonah? Good. There we go. You guys got it. You're a good audience. Now, does anybody here know the difference between seals and sea lions? Kami's excited about the difference. Kami's actually showing off one of the differences right now. That is the way that sea lions walk. So there are three main differences between seals and sea lions. Sea lions have the ability to tuck up their hips underneath themselves and walk on all four flippers. Good. Come. Kind of like a dog. Good. Keep out. Good boy. Seals can't do this. Good. Seals, on the other hand, they just kind of lay on their bellies and flop around like a caterpillar. It's Jonah and Camilla's best seal impersonations. Let's give it up for these guys. Good. Nice seeing done, you two. Now, the other differences between seals and sea lions, the way that they swim. Sea lions have these very large, powerful front flippers that can propel themselves through the water at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. And for sea lions that aren't Jonah, good, aka the females, they could jump about 10 feet off the surface of the water. Camilla, you want to show them how it's done? Turn your eyes to the center of the pool. Nailed it. Nicely done. Now, Jonah is a whopping close to 400 pounds, so we're not going to expect him to touch that ball anytime soon. Isn't that right, Jonah? Are you a little embarrassed about that? Back it up. Are you a little sad? Are you embarrassed? It's okay. It's okay. Good. There's other good things about Jonah. Now, sea lions use those front flippers to swim, so Jonah, Camilla, what do seals use to propel themselves through the water? She sure does. She She didn't do the other one. There it is. Good. So it's Jonah and Camilla showing them that seals use their back flippers to push themselves through the water. Now there's one last difference between seals and sea lions. Good. If you look on the side of their head, you see these teeny tiny ear flaps. There's some ears there. We're going to show people behind me. See those little ear flaps? Good. We're going to show them over here. You're going to see all those. Good. That is a sea lion characteristic. These guys spend a little bit more time on land, so just like us, they have cool ear flaps to help them here on land. Whereas seals just have small holes in the side of their head, so it looks like they almost don't have any ears at all. Good. So we're going to wrap up our feed pretty soon here, but we can stick around for any sea lion questions you guys might have. We want to get on the mic and maybe have a little bit of fun with our sea lions before we leave. One of Camilla's main goals today is exercise. We got to keep them in shape. Johnny, you want to do some push-ups? Oh, there we go. Nicely done. So let's give these guys a big round of applause. And I'll stick around. I'm going to come up on this deck up here over by our marine debris side. And I can go ahead and answer any questions for you that you would want to know about sea lions. So one thing you guys might have noticed is that we did say goodbye to our sea lions in order. And that actually, we do that on purpose. It's a very distinct order. Sea lions are really, really social animals, and they have a social hierarchy. So, we actually, when we're talking to our sea lions, when we come down and we say hello, good boy, we get a hold of the dominant sea lion first. So the dominant sea lion, which is going to be our big male Jonah, he gets the first fish. And he gets the last fish because he's the head honcho, big guy on the rock. You guys seen Finding Dory? You remember what the sea lions say in Finding Dory? What do they say? As loud as you can. Everyone that's seen Finding Dory. You know it. Nice and loud. What do they say? Do you remember? And now we're shy. We just have a hand with us. Anybody else? I heard it. That's it. They say off, 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 off. And that is exactly right. That's exactly what sea lions say in the real world. They're territorial. This is my pool. This is my doorway. This is my rock. And that's what Jonah's just about to do. He likes hauling out on this dock, and sometimes he'll share it, and sometimes he'll kick some of the other sea lions off. Now, Jonah actually has a really interesting story. Right now you can see he's doing what might look like a little grooming behavior on the dock. I'm going to weasel behind you guys right here so I can come over and see everyone. Excuse me. So Jonah was actually born in the wild. He was born on the coast of California, and there he was actually separated from his mother during a big El Nino storm. Now an El Nino is this big weather horrible mess that comes in, and the waters get warmer, and there's lots of storms and lots of rain. And what happens when El Nino comes through is because the water is warmer off the coast of California, the fish that the sea lions eat go deeper and farther out where it's cold, nutrient-rich water. So then all the mothers that are trying to eat enough to support themselves and their pups, they leave for longer periods of time to go try and find food. And during this, you'll get a lot of pups that are separated from their mothers. So that's what happened to Jonah. And he was actually found on the beach. He was very, very underweight. He was close to birth weight when he was almost a year old. And so he was found, he was eating sand and rocks and all kinds of stuff just to feel full. So he was rescued by a marine mammal rescue center out in California, where he was then fattened up and they got him eating and got him healthy. But due to certain health reasons, he wouldn't survive on his own in the wild, so he was placed under human care, and he's been with us his whole life. Not here at the Houston Zoo. Jonah actually grew up in California at a small nonprofit education facility, and him and I moved out here. Well, he moved a little earlier than me. He came out almost 4 years ago, and I followed a little over 2 years ago. So the habit that you were seeing Jonah there is because he was actually separated from his mother before he was properly weaned, that's like the equivalent of a sea lion sucking his thumb. He made a little spot on his belly that he just kind of suckles. It's comforting, and he does it when he's feeling happy and relaxed. It's a silly little Jonah Quirk. He's a charming guy, and he's a big love bug. He's about 400 pounds of cuddle. But because we've spent so much time building a very positive relationship, so that's how we spend most of our time with our animals. When you see us out here feeding them, that is how you build your relationship. So usually when you start working with sea lions, you're not going to ask them to do things or behaviors or tricks, anything like that. You're just going to start by sitting on the other side of the fence with a big old bucket of fish and just giving it to them. Here, we call it cup-bearing gifts, right? If someone came up to you, and every time I came up to you, I said, here's $20, here's $20, here's $50, here's $2. You're going to like me pretty quickly, right? We're going to be good friends. Good friends. It's basically how fish works with sea lions. And then once you build that relationship, you can accomplish amazing things. Jonah and I have been together for over 10 years, and we can do all kinds of unbelievable stuff. We do all of our voluntary medical procedures here, so anything we have to do with our veterinarians that we could possibly do without holding our sea lions down, anything like that, we'll do. So drawing blood, x-rays, ultrasounds, dental exams, eye exams, any of that, we do not hold these guys down and force them to do any of it. We just ask them to hold still and cooperate, and at any point they want to leave the situation, they can. But we've done some pretty amazing stuff. We actually had a cool, so getting blood on these guys can be important. The same way we do routine blood draws for us, we want to make sure that all their values are good. And recently we had an awesome one with Callie, with our vet, totally cooperated. We were able to it was a very positive experience. We were all very excited. Callie, the harder the behavior is, the more fish you get. So I think Callie got, oh my goodness, let's see, probably close to 10 pounds of fish just for that one thing.
Wow.
These guys eat about 10 to 20 pounds of fish a day or more. Camilla is actually the mother of our sea lion pup, TJ, who's not out today. Her focus today is being back and holding and focusing on learning how to eat fish, which she's going to be doing a lot of over the course of the next few weeks. Knock on wood, think fish eating bugs for us, because it's that time, it's weaning time. But Camilla, when she was nursing TJ in the very beginning, she was eating 15,000 calories a day. It was unbelievable. And not gaining weight, just holding steady. Just a big mom. So right now I'm gonna wrap up a little bit, see if does anybody have any questions right off the bat that I can answer for you? Can you get in the water with them? Good question. You absolutely can. You can train these guys pretty much for anything. The important part is that you just do it very respectfully. So I wouldn't want to just like jump in and cannonball, but I kind of would start like, hey, I'm going to put my feet in your pool, and here's a bunch of fish. I'm going to kind of get your pool and stand here, here's a bunch of fish. And then over time, paired with that fish, they're like, all right, you can come on in anytime. With TJ, so she's not eating yet, but that's the perfect age when they're young and they're valuable. It's just like wonderful children, or good behavior, and we can actually get in the water with her early on because she just kind of is learning what reality is. So if we teach her, oh, this is just what life looks like, we get in your pool, we can scuba dive with you, we can clean, we can do whatever, she'll just get used to it. Yeah. The biggest thing with her is she's very, very, very curious, and